Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
How
Good
y'all
morning.
doing?
We're
Y'all
doing
good?
fine. I'm doing fine.
Guess who's here?
Yes. Yay. Sarah's back.
Sarah has Betsy was visiting Sarah. Sarah pushed her out of the chair and said, "No." Betsy is in Indiana at a competition for one of her music programs. Unfortunately, her group didn't progress as they thought they would this morning. And Greg and I were not hoping that would happen, but we were hoping she'd be able to join us.
Yeah.
But there's other stuff that's going on. So her class, instead of going on further in the competition, they're now in a master class, which when she said that last night to me, Greg, I was like, I don't know which one would be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, being able to go to a master class with a master teacher, or because it's a toss up sometimes. So that's really good. They didn't have that for us when I was doing competitions, when I was doing music when I was younger. You didn't get a chance. If you got out, you didn't go to the B section. You just were out.
You're out.
Yeah. So I like that they have a master class to go to.
Yeah, that's very common now with these music competitions. It's very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, it is impressive. Sharon Haynes was the very first one when I finished playing the intro, and she says, "Good morning from Alabama." Hey, Sharon. We're glad to see everybody here. Debbie Root, Hillary Gadsby, from beautiful sunny Wales, did she say?
Sunny?
I'm gonna have to check. She mentioned it on down. Judy Stutz is here from California. She says it's a beautiful day there. Let's see. Lovely here in Wales, where there was a mist over the river this morning, but a beautiful sunny day. Yes, sunny. Nice. And she's telling John Tyner it's supposed to be sunny in Ireland as well. We'll find out in a minute. 86 in spring is finally warm. Yeah, we had some warm weather here too. Sandy Paddock, Appalachia, rainy Appalachia. I don't believe you. It has to be sunny. It rains in the Appalachians. It rains every afternoon at 5:00. There's a thunderstorm. You can count on it every afternoon at 5:00. Comes up the west side of the mountain and just pours on the east side. Let's see. Christine DS is here. Christine Miller, Lisa Gervais. Hey, my Ottawa buddy. Mary Sleppy, my cousin from the Hunt family. And let's see who else. Chris Ferriello. Chris, did you pay somebody off today to have our profiles of the week? We were wondering that just a minute. Susie Carta's here. John Tyner's here.
Hi, John. Good to see everybody.
Hello. Let's see. Sharon Haynes Sharon was the first one I mentioned. Jody Green. Let's see. Patricia Jackson from Kentucky. Hi there from Kentucky. Oh, and then Patricia Rye from Central Texas. See, I'm trying to pick up those accents.
You're trying to do all those accents.
Let's see. I could do John Tyner's accent, but
I'm not allowed to do accents there.
I don't want to offend him. I know I can do the Southern U.S. really well. Nancy Wilson, Aaron Robertson. Notice how I jumped over that maiden name there. GSL's here. Susan Anderson, Kathy Bauer, Tommy Buck from the Bayou State. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Question of the week.
What is the question of the week?
Oh, you're going to love this, both of you, because you're not even going to have time to do your stuff today, Greg.
Okay, that's fine.
We should take out the whole time.
Yeah, well, we seem to be revisiting things. Okay. So let me scroll up and go to the first page and share my screen, which I usually have ready to go, and I don't. I'm going to present, share screen. I'm going to present my window. There we go.
Your window. You still got the accent on.
I'm still got it going. There we go. Can you see me?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Add to the screen.
There we go.
Now we're in the tunnel vision, but that's okay. There we go. So we've got the question of the week is one we have visited before, just like our profiles of the week. But unlike the profiles of the week, these are updated. So if you've ever heard the question has mitochondrial DNA helped you discover or confirm your ancestors? In the past, there have not been very many answers. And the majority of those answers were, are you kidding? Or no. I can't believe you even asked that. But this week, we have some pretty good answers. People are starting to learn more about mitochondrial DNA and learn about how challenging it can be to work with mitochondrial DNA, but also how they can learn to work with it better. And so not only are we going to be talking about that, I'm going to show you some stuff and show you how to do some stuff, which is like the member tip of the week, since Betsy's not here. So Sarah pushed her off the chair, and then I stood on her and said, I'm doing the tip of the week. Poor Betsy. She's probably in Indiana going, ow, my neck hurts. What
that's right. Oh, my.
Ow, somebody just kicked me in the bum. All right. So the 51 answers from Eric Weddington, not yet by itself. It's only been useful so far, coupled with autosomal DNA tests from 23andMe, and I've been able to verify my maternal haplogroup. That's pretty cool. And sometimes that's how you have to try and work mitochondrial DNA. You have to look at sometimes the autosomal testers. You have to do that with Y-DNA too. You have to build that line back. And sometimes those autosomal testers will help you build the line back. That's a good answer. No, from Brian. No. No. Let's see. It seems there is much to be learned about mitochondrial DNA. I haven't been able to break through my difficult maternal side, which is deep into southern Germany. So southern Germany they are testing now. They weren't testing, but the people in Germany are testing. The fact that it's southern Germany could be like northern Italy. Italy hadn't tested a lot until recently as well. France hasn't tested it at all. So you may need to be patient and wait for more testers to appear to be able to give you some more insight into that. Let's see. Learning mitochondrial DNA was almost 90% from Scandinavia when I have a matrilineal line that is English until 1630, when it became American. Really made me dig in to confirm that line of ancestors. Yeah, I had mine are Scandinavian as well. So I discovered ancestors because mitochondrial DNA made me question whether there was a divergence between my biological and biographical families, which is really a good way of putting that. So not like she's adopted, but it's like she didn't understand something, and it all has to do with migration patterns. We can talk more about that. And when the genealogy was proven, I did find 2 other people who claim my 10th great-great-grandmother as a most recent common ancestor. Woo! So nice. It did help confirm. That's from Mark Shawdon. And there's 51 answers today.
Wow.
Yeah. It helped me. Yeah. So I am I'm not doing it, but the world is learning about mitochondrial DNA. It helped me complete DNA confirmation on my matrilineal line all the way back to Jean Theriot. Do you pronounce that T?
You pronounce the T, but not the H. It's Theriot.
No, you
don't need to spit.
Yeah, and Matthew Sullivan.
Language with the hacking.
So that's pretty cool, Matthew Sullivan, and that created some interesting commentary. Like, can you tell us how you went about it? So a lot of people were asking. So he actually put up a little bit of information, and a G2G test, a G2G question. So you might want to check those 2 out. And down here, there's more. Nice to confirm cousins. Know it all. No. Not really, from Ken. And I say to Kim, I'm going to show some tips during the live cast today, so we can do that. But down here, where is it? Oh, Barry Smith. Barry Smith says, yes, my most exciting breakthrough in all of my research was with mitochondrial DNA. And here's the story.
Free space page.
That's impressive.
Journey with mitochondrial DNA. So not only does he tell the story, he tells more. So it talks about how he figured stuff out, but he also gives some information about mitochondrial DNA testing too. See, look,
wow.
Lots of information. And then he gives you the whole story. My matriline. I like how he put that matriline.
Matriline, yeah.
Ooh. Somebody
Very
asked
cool.
me a question a few weeks ago. One of the testing companies called to ask me a question. I'm going to give them Barry's answer now. That's a good one. I've never heard that.
Well, it's called matrilineal, right?
Yes.
So that makes perfect sense.
It
We call it
does.
matriline.
I'm gonna actually, as soon as I finish
I love
talking, I'm
that.
gonna send him a note and say, "Hey, this guy thought of this." So fun searching for
Yeah.
testers. That's really, really good information for you
Mhm.
guys. So check that out. It's on Barry Smith's answer, and obviously that got some good comments from people. No, not yet. Instead of no, not yet.
Not yet.
I like that. So
Yeah.
there's lots and lots and lots of great answers. One of the things about this is this the one? Not yet. We're dealing with a genome in the haystack, so to speak. I like that. At the basic level, my mitochondrial DNA is of the common haplogroup in Western Europe, which is H, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
All the subclades seems to quite rare. Problem is, to start with, I'm dealing with a small family so far. So if you go back to your grandmother and you don't have any siblings for her, go back another generation and look for siblings that you could possibly build that tree back another generation, because mitochondrial DNA goes back thousands of years. So the further back you need to go, you're still going to be able to get good, viable DNA information from other testers. So build that line back beyond your grandparents, beyond your great-grandparents or your great-great-grandparents, and look for those siblings and test those ladies out, and then build those lines back up to living people that you could possibly get to do some more DNA testing for you. So that's a really good tip for Y and mitochondrial DNA testing. Just because your mother was an only child, mine was, you can still go back a couple of generations and try and build those lines down. A couple of more no's, and then Peter Roberts jumps in with his Bahamas project. So I thought that I would show Amelia Lowe Kemp. Now, this is a lady that was born in the Bahamas. She's a Bahamas project person. But I noticed that she's DNA confirmed from her. And I noticed at the time that the DNA confirmation, which was created, I'm assuming, from your great, I noticed that Greg has made a change, and he didn't tell me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What change did I make?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
Greg's in trouble.
I go down here and I see this is an old HBR1 and 2 match, meaning that these people have a full sequence tests.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, wait a second. So I go and I get their IDs. I check their relationship trails. And then I go and I get their WikiTree ID. And I get her WikiTree ID. And I go up here to Greg's great let's see, DNA confirmation citation maker. And I enter in the information. So I go in, I tell it that I'm going to do a mitochondrial match. I enter in, and I take me out, and I put their numbers in, and I go through the whole thing. And it gives me this beautiful new, there's the old one, the brand new, beautiful new showing, see, that's the old one too. But do you see this right here?
Compare kits.
There's this little link in the middle of the confirmation citation where I can actually go over to mitoY-DNA and see the results.
Look at
Greg,
that.
Greg got a shock
Greg.
face like he didn't know.
Greg.
Yes.
That is so cool. So now you can, when you're looking at a confirmation citation, I need to go through and take these two out, this one and that one. But you can actually compare it instead of having to do what I did. I entered in the information, or going here to compare. I could click that. I could click that and get the exact same thing over at mitoY-DNA. How cool is that Greg added that to that citation? Isn't that cool?
Well, you know, Peter, he came up with the idea. He says, "Why, if you've got that information, can you just do this? You know, can you just add this feature?" And
so I need to call Peter and get on to Peter then.
Well,
but you added
Peter
it.
for
You
making
didn't
me do
tell
it.
me.
What's that?
You added it and you didn't tell me.
I didn't? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And there's another one down here. There's another question that says, it's no help whatsoever. I've not been able to place any match into my tree. Jeffrey, have you thought about categorization on WikiTree. Now I'm going to pull something over here. And I say to him, if you take the earliest known ancestors listed in your matches information and you add the earliest known ancestor to WikiTree, you can create a specific category where you can add all of those people together. And I did that with my earliest known ancestor who lived in Rabun County, Georgia. Now, her birth records say she was born in South Carolina, North Carolina, or Virginia. Who knows? I've kind of figured out her husband's family, kind of. But now I've got this nice little list, and this isn't a complete list. I don't know why I don't have more people in here. But if you look at it, you kind of get an idea. North Carolina, Cherokee County, Alabama, Tennessee, Lincoln County. These are all people that are either in Appalachia or very close on the very fringes of Appalachia. And they all match my mitochondrial DNA. What does that tell me? That tells me a lot. That tells me that geographically, I need to be looking for other people that are in that area of the world. And so all of these people match my earliest known ancestor. But the most interesting thing is, this is my earliest known ancestor who lived in Rabun County, Georgia, and then Towns County, Georgia. If I look at this lady, she ends up in Marion County, Tennessee, but they actually lived. Is there in here? No. They actually lived in Rabun County, Georgia, contemporaneously with my earliest known ancestor. Yeah. And I probably would have figured that out, but it would have taken me a lot longer had I not created this haplogroup group 1. And that's for all the people who match my great grandmother.
So how did you find all the people who had that same haplogroup?
On Family Tree DNA, I don't want to show it because it's private.
You couldn't find it through WikiTree.
Well, wait. What I did was I took all of the earliest known ancestors in the list of matches on Family Tree DNA. And let me see if I've got a screenshot of that. And then I brought them over. Yeah, no, I don't. I brought them over and created the earliest known ancestors profile on WikiTree. So all of those earliest known ancestors listed in my Family Tree matches in my 0 to 1, sometimes 2, HVR, H1, 2, and coding regions. I took those earliest known ancestors. It said Quarles in, it said, so Melinda Cook Crawford. I created a profile for her. And then I started working her family lines back down. So I do have an actual tester from this line. I've talked to him. I didn't ask him if I could put him on WikiTree. There's no reason for me to put him on WikiTree. I can create an anonymous profile for him and have him be able to use him in the confirmation maker. You don't actually have to have a WikiTree profile to do that. So I put their earliest known ancestor, and then I build that line down to present day, and I can identify using WikiTree. I can go through. So I'm going to pull this up and share it. I can go through this is a WikiTree list of descendants. So if I'm on a WikiTree profile and I go to descendants, let's go back over here. So if I go to my ancestor and I click this list of descendants, it's going to give me this list. And I don't want to leave that up. Well, yeah, I guess I can leave it up. And if I scroll down this list, I could find other people that I could possibly get DNA connections from. And this list doesn't actually show those. So back to the screen I had up, you can go to DNA descendants. So if you go to the profile of the person, let's see if I can get back to her. So I go to Ann Hall and I go up to DNA and I click on DNA descendants, this one right here. I'm making it flash for you people. If I click on that, I get this really cool list of DNA descendants. and I can scroll down and you can see all the DNA test confirmations in here, but I can also find people. See, I don't want to leave that up. There we go. I can find people in here that have DNA tested like myself and get them to test. I did mention though, I have this idea about DNA testing, and that is that if you have an ancestry test, you have fallen prey to one of the most successful advertising campaigns ever. And I call that the Lederhosen lasagna effect. So are you dancing around in Lederhosen? You do your ancestry test and you realize I shouldn't be dancing around in Lederhosen. I should be making lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
So you have fallen prey to that. That is one of the most successful, in my mind, advertising campaigns ever. And that campaign has really created a lot of testers who may not have tested in the past. There's a lot of people who've gotten great DNA kits from their family just because this great Lederhosen to lasagna effect.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people in Appalachia who really love that idea. We all want to know if we're Scottish. And I find out I'm Irish, but no, there's some Scots in there too. So all my Appalachian family who wouldn't test, I contacted so many of them to ask them to test. No. And then Rob Worthen says to me a couple of years ago, have you tested on Ancestry? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And he's like, well, why not? And I'm like, should I? And yeah. And every single one of my Appalachian family are on Ancestry.
There you go.
There you go. So, yes, mitochondrial DNA, you have to figure out how to work it. And so I did show you how to do some stuff. It was probably too fast, but I do have a presentation that I've done that's on Legacy Family Tree webinars that is called, it's about mitochondrial, finding your family, living family through mitochondrial DNA. So you can check that out. And I don't know. That's it takes a lot of work, but you can do it. You can do it. All right. That didn't take as much time as I thought it was going to take.
No, very good. Yeah. So Sandy asked, she had a question here.
Oh, sorry.
No, that wasn't it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So when you weren't online last week with us, I said Appalachia for you.
I know. I watched it.
Yes, because someone had to, right?
I was so sleeping.
Oh wow! So
my mom and I have gotten together to watch every royal event since Lady Diana got married. And even though she's in South Carolina and I'm here, we turned on Facebook Messenger and we FaceTimed and we watched the coronation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And it's Mother's Day, so.
Oh, very good.
Did anybody realize it's Mother's Day?
Technically, it's tomorrow. I guess it's different.
Tomorrow it is.
Where's your mama?
I don't know.
Where is your mom?
Today's my dad's birthday, so.
What does he? Why? He should not have a birthday on Mother's Day weekend.
No, sometimes they fall on the same day. My poor dad.
You know what I'm getting for Mother's Day?
Huh?
You know what I'm getting for Mother's Day?
What are you getting for Mother's Day?
I'm getting yard help. I'm going to have this afternoon. I have helpers coming to work in the yard for Mother's Day.
Oh, well, that, considering all that damage you had, that's going to be very helpful.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to be working on that area. We're going to be working on other stuff that needs to get done. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's over $12,000 in damage.
That's wow. Well, speaking, our best Mother's Day present ever was our daughter was born on a Mother's Day. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's very cool.
Give me your mother's phone number, Sarah. I'm going to call her.
Let me just say it on the live.
No, I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Hello, your mama? Mama?
Be like one of those live radio shows where there's cold call someone out of the blue, right?
We do a prank call.
Crank call, right?
Crank call. Yeah. Is your refrigerator running? You have Prince Albert in a can?
Let him out. So the profiles of the week are, once again, Star Wars related, because, of course, we just recently went by May the 4th be with you. So now we have done most of these before, but not every single one of them. So I will try not to belabor the ones that I've already talked about once, but I'll give each of them a little bit of time in the sun.
You said a Mother's Day thing.
I said a Mother's Day thing, but
you
I
said belabor.
Okay, so the first one, I don't remember talking about Christopher Sean before, or Christopher Friel, as he was born. He was born in the 80s, so he's still a living person. So his profile is pretty sparse. His father and mother's name are hidden because they are presumably still alive, born in the 60s. He's an actor, voice actor, model who's appeared as Paul Narita in the soap opera Days of Our Lives, Bing Lee in the web series The Lizzie Bennet Diaries, and Gabriel Waincroft in the reboot of Hawaii Five-0. And he was the voice of Kazuda Iziona in Star Wars Resistance, the voice of Azu in Star Wars Visions in the English dub of that, and also portrayed Dick Grayson / Nightwing in the video game Gotham Knights. So Chris Ferriolo, who's in the chat, I'm sure will be all over this and know this guy and all his work. But I
don't know him.
You don't know him either?
Nope. There's too many new Star Wars things around.
I know. I haven't watched. I don't play video games, so Star Wars Visions would be lost on me, or the video game Gotham Knights, and I haven't watched the Resistance either. So
yeah, Disney just keeps making new series about different Star Wars things.
Yeah. There's too many things to keep up with. So. But interestingly, his ancestry is Irish, German, and Japanese. So that's quite an interesting mix.
Interesting.
That is yeah. So here's what his ancestors look like. Like, look at that. So
look, it's his mom's side is Japanese.
Yeah. And from his grandfather back, the names are all in the Japanese characters. So that's very cool. I cannot read or understand.
I can read some of it.
Can you?
Oh, that's right. You lived there for a while.
I can't read his I don't know the kanji, but the hiragana, the great grandmother, their great grandfather is Kisuke. And then I don't know what the last name is. I don't know what that says.
I am impressed.
Wow. So is it phonetic, or do you just know the character?
It's so Japanese has 3 alphabets. They have so that the first 3 there that you're hovering over, that's kind of like their alphabet. And then the other ones are they're called kanji, which is kind of like multiple of those together that usually make up a word.
Right.
So yeah, I learned 2 out of the 3 alphabets because kanji is really hard.
Right.
Because there's so many things.
You have to memorize what the symbol means, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the combinations of the symbols and what that means.
Yep.
Right?
And then there's always what's also kind of cool is they all have a specific way of writing them. Like you have to do it in a certain order and a certain stroke.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. So
he's my cousin, 17th cousin.
Is he?
Through the Japanese side?
No, you're 25 from him, Greg, and Sarah, you are 19.
Ooh.
He's your closest.
That's
He's
cool.
your closest. That's crazy.
Through who? Oh. Through which side?
Through your
my dad.
But there's only one marriage, so
and he's a cousin of mine too.
And you're Chapman. Sorry. Greg, your closest is
Chapman.
I think Mark Hamill is my closest.
No, Jeremy Bullock.
Oh.
Yeah, Bullock is your closest.
Okay.
Apparently this Christopher guy is the closest to most people, but nobody knows who he is.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but I don't know who he is. No idea.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my profile.
Oh, I'm 18 from Carrie Fisher. Of course, she's my closest. Let's see if it's through my mother. Yeah.
No, see, Mark Hamill is closest to me, 20 degrees.
No, the Christopher guy is 19.
No, it says 25 there.
Where am I? Where did I get 19? No, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
21 from Bullock. Okay.
Yeah. So the reason Yeah. This is another feature of the WikiTree browser extension. Is it one of the options is to sort your connections in degree order. So you don't have to go through and just mentally remember which was the lowest number you came to. But we digress already after just one profile.
But can I do that for you guys while I have you guys here?
Yes, you can. If you've got the WikiTree browser extension open, you can.
I do.
You should. If you go to my profile and go to the bottom, you should be able to.
No, for you guys though.
Yeah. So if I were to type in your name, Golden, whatever.
7. Whatever.
Whatever.
Golden, whatever.
But I can't remember it, so it's Golden and whatever number you tell me.
7.
There we go. Carrie Fisher is yours. See, just like you said.
Billy,
you're trying to put me
also
out
look
of a
Mark
job on Saturday
Mark
morning.
Hamill's 19.
No, it's just that I never remember to do it, so I'm glad you do. But for the benefit of those watching, now or
they're not
later,
watching anymore. They all left.
No. Some.
Yes, let's
some
go.
still watch. Okay, moving on.
Carrie Fisher was next. Woo!
Carrie Frances Fisher. Okay, I know we've talked about her before, but she's wonderful. So I don't mind talking about my 23rd cousin again.
She's my closest.
Yes. Yeah. So where's her? Let's digress already. Where is her Appalachian connection here in your ancestry?
16th cousin. She is connected to my Appalachian side.
Texas. Kentucky.
Let me go back
There's
to where
Kentucky.
I was though. She goes through she goes through the Lords, which is Jackson County, Georgia. So that's further south. But my grandmother, who was born up in Westminster, she was born in Tougaloo. It's no longer around. I think it's under a lake up Jocassee, but she was born in the Appalachians. So that's my Appalachian connection to her.
I see.
Her Russian side needs to be filled out.
Yeah, look at that. I wonder, where are the records back there, or did they exist ever anywhere?
Oh, and my Appalachian side goes, of course, through Elizabeth Taylor. I just want to throw that out.
Okay. Hiding her ancestors. Best known, of course, for her portrayal and the reason she's in this for Princess Leia Organa from Star Wars. She was also a noted comedian and author.
She's pretty funny, or was.
Yeah. Like I think I've seen interviews and stuff where she's, kind of funny, and good with
interviews with she and her mother are roll on the floor funny.
Oh yeah. But I've never seen her do a stand-up, or I don't know if I've seen her in a comedy film or anything like that. But
let's check.
Yeah. Anyways, daughter of Eddie Fisher, and though his name was Tish, I guess, so that came from the Russian side, and then Demi Reynolds, of course. She was known as Hollywood royalty, of course, having two very famous parents. Married to Paul Simon for a year. And then a longtime relationship with Brian Lord. And they had a child, Billy Catherine, who went on to be an actress just like her mother. And then it talks about the different roles she had. She was in Shampoo, a Broadway show with her mother, Irene, and then, of course, then the Star Wars trilogy.
Well, apparently she made a comedy documentary called Wishful Drinking, and it's on HBO.
Oh, really? Wishful Drinking.
And she kind of talks about her life. So
yeah. So one of the things,
and she's in her buns for some of it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Did you find some good bagels to stick to her head?
That's right. I do remember when we talked about her profile before, we talked about, how she did fight depression and substance abuse. And then she took that experience and tried to make a positive out of it by serving as a board member for the International Bipolar Federation. And she was a supporter and advocate for many, many causes. So she was quite an impressive woman, and we lost her way too soon. And I think everyone, Star Wars fans and others, would agree with that. So there we have it. And again, I've got this feature enabled on the browser extension, which I know you don't like, Mags, but
I know I like the browser extension, but I don't have it. Oh no, I don't have that enabled.
Yeah, having the names on the side for parents, siblings, and children.
Right.
But what I love about the way they list the siblings is it puts the profile person's name in the list of the siblings in the birth order, so you can see that she's not. You can see where Carrie fit in her family. She was the second child of 4. So that's kind of, for me, that's always informative of where you fit in the birth order and not. So
I do want to say that Erin is supporting us. She says that they really are still there. They're watching for digressions, not inside of them. Just pointing that out.
Thank you, Erin. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. If someone could track, the time on task and the time diverted, that would be an interesting comparison.
They have a drinking game going. Every time we go off on a digression, everybody has some orange juice.
Oh my, orange juice.
Just orange juice.
Just orange juice.
Mark. Oh, that's funny. The person who's the same degree from both of them.
Because they're twins.
Of course. Why wouldn't you be? Yeah. Next person, Jeremy Andrew Bullock. There's a notable connection.
And it's only 11 o'clock.
What? Got me.
He would have
last night
been
during bingo. I was sitting down here doing bingo. There wasn't supposed to be anybody in the house. I hear somebody walking around. I yell up. Nobody hears me. And I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden this arm appears with a wonderful coffee, but it scared the crap out of me on air. I'm like, ah! So if you really want to see something fun, watch Friday Night Bingo from last night.
Oh my, that's funny.
Okay.
So Jeremy was born on the 16th of February, 1945 in Market Harborough, Leicester, England, and passed away just 3 years ago, 17th of December, 2020 in Tooting, London, England. Tooting. That's a fun name.
Is that like, no, I'm not going to go there.
I'm sure if there's not a Tooting, Newfoundland, I'm sure
there's a smell in the town.
Oh yeah, Newfoundland has some of the most hilarious place names. But Tooting, I haven't heard of that one before. Anyways, there we go. So he's best known as the actor who was inside the Boba Fett armor in the two second and third Star Wars films that came out chronologically, in terms of when they were released on theater. Though in the whole nine film series, they are labeled 5 and 6: The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So for the Star Wars geeks there, I had to be clear about the numbering system there. But so he was the actor who physically portrayed Boba Fett, but another actor actually did the voice. So he didn't do any of the voice acting. He just walked around and portrayed him. But one of the things that they mentioned is the way he portrayed it. Even though it was a non-speaking role, it was critically important how his body language, his motions, and his attitude was portrayed in screen, in character. He captured the role perfectly, and then he came back for a mockumentary, The Revenge of the Ewok. And he apparently never been informed that Boba Fett was to be killed during the Revenge of the Jedi. And he thought there was much more that could be done with that character. And he felt it was a missed opportunity that they killed him at the end of that third movie.
Here I go again. So I finally watched the very first series of Doctor Who.
Yes.
The very first one. And the Daleks. They have a documentary. I found this thing with all of it. And so there's this documentary about how important the actors were who played those robots, and how it was almost snobbish the way they were talking about how they had to have actors to play the robots so that they could be so lifelike. So it fits right in with this.
They say terminate, right? No.
Yeah,
exterminate.
Exterminate.
Yes. So that leads into, well, actually, let me finish talking about the interesting thing is that he was killed. His character was killed at the end of the Revenge of the Jedi, so we thought, anyways. But he is
I
brought
haven't watched
back.
them yet.
Okay, well, he is dead until you watch the Mandalorian series, which is on
Disney.
is now streaming on Disney Plus, and he comes back.
Oh my goodness!
Because he gets put into a plastic, like basically this, I don't know, liquid plastic. The same thing that happened to Han Solo.
Oh,
yeah, like that, something like that. I think, or no, he was thrown in. Anyways, he was thrown into a pit. It looked like he was going to be dead, but they found a way to resurrect him because just as this actor suggested, there was more that could be done with the character, and in fact, he had got a whole series out of it. He showed up at the end of one of the Mandalorian series. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. And then he has his own series later on. So you kind of assume that he's frozen carbonite. There we go. Spoiler. Yeah, yes, sorry, Chris. I did give spoilers. But funny you mentioned Doctor Who because he also starred in Doctor Who back in 1965.
Wow.
He could have been in that one. Well, not if you watch the very first one. No,
the very first series. I watched the very first season.
Okay, so where they started in the school and then they ended up to the
junkyard. They go to the junkyard and
yeah. Oh, that's great. So that would have been in November.
I was really impressed. I really was.
Yeah, it's neat.
I just need to continue watching it until.
I know. I thought they could have been so hokey with this, and they weren't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the BBC did not fund Doctor Who hugely, so many of their special effects are kind of hokey. But
when he was hanging on the cliff, and he like moves his hand for a second.
Yeah. But you gotta laugh, right?
I was in the moment.
Yeah, it's all about the character, anyways. And then he does come back and play another Doctor Who in later on in the 70s. He was in some Bond films. Unfortunately, he did develop Parkinson's, and then once he realized that he had that, he stopped acting and stopped appear. He went to conventions, and then he did pass away. Complications to Parkinson's in 2020.
The question is, there hasn't been a Doctor Who WikiTree.
No. I don't think there has.
On the doctors.
Okay. Well, you know what? The time to do that will be November of this year because it's the 60th anniversary. 60.
There we go. Okay, so everybody send Aowen a note. Send Aowen a private message saying, Aowen, please do Doctor Who in November.
We have to do Doctor Who that weekend for sure. So digression number, who knows what number we're on now. Anyway, 55. Yeah. Harrison Ford is our next one. Han Solo himself. Very short bio, so this won't take long.
I just watched 1923, the Yellowstone spinoff where he's
really? Mm-hmm. With Helen Mirren, the Dame.
Where do you watch that? What's it on?
Paramount, right?
Paramount Plus, yeah.
Paramount Plus. How do you get that in Canada? Okay,
you get it on it's on Bell. You can get Bell, but you can't get the Plus, but you can get Paramount. So like with the Star Trek series, the Picard and all that, it was on something else, and the Sci-Fi Channel carried it here for free.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes you can pick those up like on Crave.
Right. Okay.
So if you've got Crave, sorry, we're talking Canadian stuff.
Canadian tea. Yeah. So he played Han Solo, of course. He was also title character in The Fugitive. He was Indiana Jones. He was in The Blade Runner. And actually, the show that my wife and I just finished watching with him, and it was on Apple TV. It's called Shrinking, and he plays a shrink, and the person who's in his practice, another shrink, is Jason. What's his name? He was the friend in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
you know who I mean. The nice guy friend. He was also in a Muppet movie, and his name is he's a comedic actor. Anyway,
I just want to say that we're digressing so much that Hillary is off doing her own.
She's doing her own genealogy and discovered a whole missing child. Wow, she's done a whole.
See how good it is to be on the Saturday Morning Live.
I know.
Just a side note, there is another Indiana Jones movie coming out.
Ooh, yes.
Even though Chris made a joke, there actually is another movie.
Yeah, there is another one coming out.
So very tired. That's right. Anyways, I was really impressed by his comedic chops in that latest one, and it's quite a good series. Alec Guinness, born Alec de Cuff. And I do remember talking about him before. His mother's name was Agnes Cuff, and then on his birth certificate, in the first name, his was filled in Alec Guinness as a first name, and then de Cuff was added as the last name. His father is not listed on his birth certificate, so it's technically unknown. There is a theory about who his father was, but in England, there's a rule that you can't put on a illegitimate birth. You can't put a father's name unless the father has given permission and is present. If he were present and gave his consent. So
I consent you to be my son.
Yeah, right. Or admit, yeah.
And the saga of what is Hillary doing today?
Yes.
Other than us.
And multitasking.
Also greeting.
She is very impressive. But there's a theory that his father might be the uncle who would come to visit and pay for his college or his where is it here? Some of his schooling. But I don't think, obviously, that has not been confirmed yet. One would think that DNA testing might be the only way to solve that puzzle at this point.
Ooh, who would be interested in doing that?
Who would do that? Who would do such a thing? Now, England has lots of DNA testers, and that's been legit there for many years, right? Anyways, he had lots of films, lots of Bridge on the River Kwai. Bridge on the River Kwai.
One of my favorite movies.
Yes, it's an excellent one. Yeah, earned him an Oscar. Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Zhivago, excellent. And of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the role that gets him into this category. And the one that probably earned him the most money and fame, long-time fame, but he was a well-known and well-respected actor. Yeah, moving on, we have Mark Hamill.
I just watched Bridge of the River Kwai.
Did you?
Yes. Did you? It's a really good movie.
How'd you like it?
It was good. Mm-hmm.
It was good. So my cousin Mark Hamill, 26 cousins twice removed, closest 20 degrees to me. I wonder how many other people have the exact same distance between Mark and Carrie Fisher as who was it that had said that they were 17 degrees from both of them?
I don't know who said that. I'm not going to scroll to find out.
I'll scroll. Don't worry.
Okay.
Jody Green said that.
Jody Green said it.
17.
Curious how many other
and
people.
And that was fast, Sarah.
I know.
Very fast. Wow. Born on September 2nd, 1951 in Oakland, California, to William Thomas Hamill Jr. and Virginia Suzanne Johnson, best known for his role as Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars franchise, but also played the voice of the Joker in many adaptations of The Clown Prince of Crime. And then a version of that character known as the Riddler he played that in the Flash series. But what I didn't realize, he also starred in the soap opera General Hospital and The Partridge Family before he became famous with Star Wars.
I just want to say, if anybody knows the movie The Machine that's coming out, Mark Hamill will be in it.
Oh.
And if you know the comedian that is in The Machine.
Yes. I
just blanked on his name. Why did I just blank on his name? I just watched his special the other day on Bert Kreischer. So that's just saying.
Neat. Okay, very cool.
Your M&Ms are blurry, Mags.
Yeah, I can't get it to focus.
Oh, look at those M&Ms. Nice.
I dropped one.
Okay.
So
it looks like Aaron is 15th cousins from both of them, sort of. Yeah.
So if you're wondering why my camera went dark, I had to go get coffee and M&Ms.
Oh, okay. James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader. I can't do Darth Vader. Anyways, that was my best. Love James Earl Jones. American actor, career spanned more than 60 years, won awards in multiple fields: Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, Disney Legends, and Golden Globes. Does he have he's got the EGOT then, right? The Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Right? Those are the four?
Yeah. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar. Tony.
Very good.
I want him to voice all of my Google voices.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
I would love to hear when I say good night, hey Google, good night. I want to hear James Earl Jones say good night, Mags. Good night, Mags. Oh my God! Now it's saying it on my Google.
Oh, really? That's hilarious. Well, I mean, he played Darth Vader, which is why he's here, of course. But my favorite role of his was in Field of Dreams.
Yes.
That is, for me, that's the best.
Shoeless Joe Jackson was, sorry.
No, he was the author. He played the author. But it's about Shoeless Joe Jackson, right? Field of Dreams.
Mm-hmm. And Shoeless Joe Jackson's from my hometown.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
When he retired, he had a liquor store in our area.
So the profile here says after 5, his maternal grandparents joined the Great African American Migration and moved to Michigan. He developed a stutter so severe that by the time he started school, he refused to speak, which would have been a tragedy if that had maintained. But he credits his high school English teacher with helping him overcome it. There you go. Teachers for the win. In college, he joined the Reserve Army Training Corps and received his commission as second lieutenant in 1953, or second lieutenant if you prefer, and graduated in 1955. Excellent actor. Peter William Mayhew portrayed Chewbacca, very beloved character in Star Wars. Born in England, in Barnes, Surrey, England, in 1944. Passed away 2019 on the end of April in Boyd, Wise County, Texas. So in adult, he stood unbelievable 7 feet 4 inches. Like, that's wild. So I'm 5'10", so that's 1.5 feet taller. Like, that's just crazy. You have to look up that much. Anyways, some people claimed it was gigantism. He denied that. Said it was because he had a treatment for his pituitary gland at age 15. Could have been something called Marfan syndrome. But I mean, he lived to 74, and often those diseases, are shorten your lifespan quite a bit. So maybe he was right that it wasn't specifically that. He started his life in engineering, and then decided to move to be a nurse, I believe. It said here somewhere, I think. Anyways, he was informed. He played in Sinbad and The Eye of the Tiger, and then was asked to audition for Star Wars. And as soon as Lucas met him, he knew that he had found the man he wanted for Chewbacca. He reprised the role many times, and he did mentor the success of the person who took over for him after he left the furry suit.
He was 6'11", the new successor.
The new one, yeah. So he was short.
Comparatively.
Comparatively speaking, yeah. So, anyways, well-beloved guy.
Yoke has a co-worker that's 7'2".
Wow.
Do you have a basketball team?
Yeah, really. He is the basketball team.
Really?
Frank Oz. Now, I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I knew this once, but when I read this profile this morning, I had forgotten, if I had known, that Frank Oz from the Muppets was the one who actually voiced Yoda. I mean, I guess I figured it was one of them, but I didn't know. But yeah. So very cool. Frank Oz, who's of course famous for working with all of Jim Henson and the Muppets, was the voice of Yoda. Born
played Yoda, did he?
He played Yoda, did he? Yeah, he did. Yes.
Oh, look at that. Yoke says his coworker stopped playing basketball because it was just too easy.
Oh, wow.
You just could just walk over everybody and just place it in the basket.
So
give me the ball.
Maybe croquet would be more challenging for him. Trying to get down.
Or marbles.
Yeah, or marbles. Oh my. Can you imagine? Anyways, so Frank Oz is he still alive? He must be. He doesn't have a death date. It looks like an open. So he can still perform the voice of Yoda if Yoda shows up. David Charles Prowse was the actor inside the suit of Darth Vader. So we had the voice with James Earl Jones. Now we have the physical actor. And just like the physical actor for Boba Fett, the way he portrayed the physical presence of Darth Vader was really important. Because even with the voice, if you didn't have the physical presence doing it properly, it wouldn't have carried this. It wouldn't have had the same weight. He was a weightlifter and a bodybuilder. Won the British Heavyweight Weightlifting Championship in 62, 63, 64. He was 6 feet 6 inches tall, which is tall enough to be imposing on set. And he was originally going to be playing Chewbacca until Peter Mayhew walked in and dwarfed him, I guess. Interesting. He was the fitness trainer for Christopher Reeve for his role of Superman. And he also helped out Carrie Elwes in The Princess Bride.
Oh, I was just thinking about, because we were talking about really tall people, so I was thinking about Andre the Giant, and then Princess Bride just popped up.
Oh, I love The Princess Bride. Have we done The Princess
Bride
yet?
Bride should pop up in every conversation.
Yeah. Oh, it should, yeah.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. Yeah, have we done a Princess Bride focused week yet?
I don't know. Aaron.
Okay, we got to do one of those. Yeah, for sure. And then the last profile is Billy D. Williams. I'll get it in before 11 o'clock, Sarah. Not that 11 o'clock means anything anymore. but Billy D. Williams, American actor, best known for his role as Lando Calrissian in the Star Wars franchise.
Lisa Gervais.
No.
One of my favorite movies.
No, it is. Yes.
It's
a romance, a comedy, action.
What's the name of the swamp where the Russes live?
Oh, the Fire Swamp.
The Fire Swamp. Lisa, there's a fire swamp on the Voyager Trail in Quebec headed toward Aylmer. You can't deny that.
Yes, there we go. Yes. I did have to ask my daughter's boyfriend at the time if he liked The Princess Bride before,
Was that your shotgun quote? You sat on the porch.
Yeah, that's right. What's your view of The Princess Bride?
It was the Dread Pirate Roberts.
That's right. Yes. The ROUSs, the rodents of unusual size.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron, I like Aaron's answer. The rodents of enormous size.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was about to say, John, Chris, you're a month too late to have suggested Star Trek for April. So yeah, 11
more. Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian, born in New York City, son of Loretta Ann and William December Williams. December. How cool is that? So is that what the DD that stands for? December?
Maybe.
Must be. He married his third wife, Teruko Nakagami. Is that my pronunciation? Teruko Nakagami?
Teruko Nakagami, yeah.
Yeah, in 72 in California. As of 2021, they were still married. There's something about the way that's phrased that's kind of funny. They're still married.
Well, they're still married.
Anyways, living person, so profile is a little scant, but again, another very popular character in the Star Wars franchise. And that brings us back to where we started. So turn it over to you, Sarah.
No way. No way. No way. I don't believe it.
What?
It's 11. It's 10:58.
Sorry.
Well, let's
we digressed a little bit.
I found the photos finally after a little bit.
Are there any Yamas?
There's not a lot, so it'll go fast.
Yamas.
Did you slip Chewbacca in there?
Yeah, right.
Why isn't it working?
Oh, there might be a problem with you sharing.
Oh,
why?
No.
Why?
You have the ability to share a screen?
It's letting me open the thing.
Uh-oh, she's laggy too.
Oh, wait, hold on.
That?
Hold on. I figured it out. One moment.
She's way laggy.
Uh-oh.
Sarah.
There we go.
Okay.
And you see?
Nope.
Add to stream.
How about I add it?
There we
Okay,
go.
there we go. There we go.
Yay.
Okay. So we have this month's theme is children. There's only
Children.
5, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen all these yet. But
You're not
we
logged
will
in,
look at
lady.
them. Huh?
Are you logged in?
I was logged in on my other browser.
Oh, okay.
That didn't work, so I just kind of.
Now we're not only are we advertising for WikiTree, we're advertising for everybody else.
Oh.
Okay. So these look like all of her 11 children. That's a lot of children.
That's a lot of children.
A lot of children.
Children.
Elizabeth
That's from
Stymist Bartlett.
1860s.
Oh, sorry. 1852.
Yeah, that's an early one. You know how I can recognize that? Because during the Civil War, they would take those photographs and put them into wallets kind of things. And they were very ornate. And that looks like one of those wallets so that the soldiers could carry it in their pocket.
Nice.
There's a dog in this one, so.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we were looking at this last time.
Is that a dog or a goat?
Looks like a dog.
It's a dog.
Oh.
That's a good quality photo. Zoomed in.
That is
moly.
great. That's much more detail than we saw last week.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think the one holding the other child is also a child, unless that's the mom.
Yes.
But so I don't see another female.
So what is the caption for this? They're traveling somewhere, obviously.
Oregon Trail.
Really?
Oregon Trail.
It says Arizona. I don't know. There's no Oh wait.
Looks like it was during the
Jordan's camp.
Dust Bowl, yeah.
26.
Juan Jordan's camp.
That is a really cool picture.
Arizona, yeah.
I'm curious as to what Juan Jordan's camp is.
Okay. Oh, I love this.
Is that the name of the person? Juan Jordan?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. So if his name is...
She's Googling it.
There's
when did the Dust Bowl really start, though? That was in the 30s, right? When the U.S. was in such a bad drought.
Yeah. It was the 30s. The dirty 30s, right?
The 30s?
Dirty
30s.
Dirty 30s.
Yeah, because of all the dirt flowing around.
Gotcha, I'm with you.
We have Donna and Dean.
Well, that's a cute picture.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Hannah Lord, Gisela Grabo.
And she's graboing something, too.
Graboing the table?
No, the wicker of that chair.
Oh, yeah, the wicker.
And
that's it, guys.
Or a gun.
Let's see
That's it?
Yeah. There's only, I told you there wasn't a lot. Let's look at the G2G, see if anything has. Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the red-headed people.
I know.
Yeah.
How cute. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have it split screen, so it's right over my camera. There we go.
So it says there are another 3 children, all younger than me, who weren't born yet when this photo was taken.
Right.
So in that family, you could really say, oh my goodness, you're adopted.
So we saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
We saw all of these children.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, we saw that one last week, I remember.
And we saw the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that picture.
So,
Mm-hmm.
The dog. She says, yeah, we saw the dog. Yeah,
Saw the
forget
dog.
that there are other people, and that's a pretty...
we saw the dog.
Yeah.
Saw that one. Saw her. That's it. That's all there is, guys.
That's all
That's
there
all,
is.
folks.
Don't you have some pictures, some personal pictures you want to share with us, Sarah?
We
don't want to leave. It's 11:04. We've got another couple of hours in us. Yeah. Come on.
Oh.
So, let me get off.
What's coming up?
We got some stuff.
We have some stuff?
We got some stuff.
Are you going to talk about the WikiTree challenge that just ended?
Oh, we're going to be doing the roundup. I went to one of the last ones that they did Thursday at 12, and I sent They did. The challenge last week was for mitoydna.org, which is something that Greg and I both are a part of. And technically we weren't supposed to be involved in the challenge, but I was sneaky. And I was going on the challenge page and looking at some of the discoveries, which was really cool. Like they found a woman who was the original cartographer of the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. So not to reveal too much, there's going to be a reveal show that's going to be on sometime this week, the 16th, I think. So that will be recorded and played. So all I can tell you, because I did sneak in Thursday to the final thing, is unbelievable. Lots of great work, lots of bounty points. And it was really cool to watch people. Remember when I was talking about the mitochondrial DNA?
Mm-hmm.
You want to build those trees back and then build them forward, which is what the challenge was all about this time, was building those Y and mitochondrial DNA lines that Peter Roberts chose for us to start with, and then build them back forward, looking for DNA testers. So that was really cool. So so that'll be coming up soon. So the challenge was so much fun. There's a new challenge coming up, but let's see. We are up to May 12th. Whoops. You can tell I've got the browser on, right?
13th.
The 13th is the beginning of our week, but we're right here.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What does it say about us? It doesn't. The weekend.
It says it right there. Today's the 13th, Max. It says WikiTree Roundup right there.
Oh.
Why was I thinking that was the weekend chat? That was Pip from Friday.
Right.
So there's the Roundup. That's us right here. So we're on right now. The Saturday sourcing sprint is going on. WikiTree tours, more with the WikiTree browser extension, which I need to watch because I can't figure out how to do what Greg was doing with those connections. I've been trying to do it the whole time we were talking.
Oh, no.
Believe it or not. So after we finish, Greg, you got to show me how to get there.
Okay, I will.
And then the 20th, is that still this week? Oh, that's Saturday Roundup next time. But 12 months of photos, May 2023 children. So if you want to check those out, you can go to this link to the what's happening in WikiTree and you get to the photos there, I think. Let's try it.
Yeah.
See what happens. Yep.
There you go. 12 months of photos.
And that lists every month's one.
Yeah. Anyway, back to where I was. Okay. Woo. Bio builders, men named Charles and women named Elizabeth. Why not Charles and Camilla? The Canada Project Notables Challenge is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The Jedi Challenge, the Integrators Challenge.
The Jedi Challenge?
Yeah, Jedi.
New Zealand Mayors in May Challenge. Notable Profiles Enhancements Challenge. TV Bombs. June.
Oh.
June Beaver.
June Cleaver.
June Cleaver. Beaver Cleaver's brother. That's so funny. I did that. Boom.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. The Puritan Great Migration Challenges, Sorcerer's Challenge. And I didn't do this. So I'm going to show you how to get there. I want to go to Find. I'm going to go to Projects. Oh, look. There we go. Projects. I'm going to go down here to the Ambassadors Project. Pull that baby up. I'll click on the Ambassadors Project. I'll scroll down to the little header with the blogger forums links. We'll go to social media and we'll check out what Azure has up for us. Azure didn't leave us any notes this week.
No.
No.
So we're on our own. We can make it up as we go along.
That's a couple of weeks ago. Let's go. Uh-oh.
Are you going back in time?
Yeah.
The most recent at the top?
Yeah, we don't have a current listing in the social media area. So, but you can also pick up the stuff. There's regular stuff that goes on every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, Thursday. You get it. So you can go down and you can find what's going on Friday, date night, all that stuff. So that's the week that was and the week that will be. And we're so glad you guys share your time with us. Please like our video, like us. If you counted all of your digressions, you should like it as many times as you can. Just log in as a different person to do that. And if you are watching this and it's a recorded version, we're so glad you're here. And you could, if you're on a recorded version, you could just fast forward through all those diversions. You wouldn't have to listen to all of us just going down the rabbit holes.
That's right.
We go down.
All the rabbit holes.
All the rabbit holes.
So many rabbit holes.
We wish you a very good week.
Yeah.
We're excited that you are here with us. We'll see you.
And happy Mother's Day to any mothers.
Happy Mother's
Yeah,
Day.
I heard one of my urchins is upstairs waiting for me to come up to start digging in the yard.
Oh, good.
Bye, y'all.